All right, here are our directions for the activity for colonial geography and trade. We're going to look at how geography impacted the lives of colonists. Here are your notebook pages. You're going to do Cornell notes on pages 89 to 90. Tape in the painting worksheet on 91, and then your triangle trade activity on 92. Answer those questions. For Cornell notes, the way you're going to set them up is on your page. You're going to draw a line. Yours will be neater than mine. On this side, you are going to write the main ideas. On this side, you'll write the rest of the notes. So if we go down to New England, we are going to write New England over here. You need to write it all out because you'll have more room than me. And it needs to be in the lines and neat. Then we have geography. So over here we'll write geography and all 3 bullet points under geography. Then we have specialty. We do the same thing. Specialty, again, you will write this all out, and all 3 bullet points. You will do this for all of the notes. So when you get down to mercantilism, you'll write mercantilism, write the notes, draw the picture. Triangle trade, same thing. These are your Cornell notes that go on page 89 and 90. All right, so this is how to analyze a picture as a primary source. For your worksheet, you have certain questions that go with each picture. So for this first picture, the first question we're looking at is, what was the artist's purpose in creating this painting? So if we go back to the painting, we can look at the title. That is always a key starting point. Look at the title of any work of art. The title says, "A Southeast View of the Great Town of Boston in New England, America." That word great is usually a positive word. So I'm thinking he probably likes Boston. Now let's look at the picture. We want to look at colors they use. We want to look at how they portray objects. If anything in the picture is like changed to make it look bad, whatever. What mood is it setting? So in this picture, I don't see ominous colors, meaning like scary, bad. It would be like very dark. It seems pretty light. There's a lot of white in it and light blue skies. So that seems to kind of go along with that great. The objects in it, it's not like ships are crashing. So that's probably a more positive thing. So if we go back to our writing, I would say the artist's purpose in creating this painting is probably to show Boston and say something nice about it. The overall tone from this painting, it's pretty positive. We don't see a lot of dark, scary things. So the overall tone needs to be a positive adjective. So supportive. What else could we try? Loved. Maybe they're from Boston and they want to show how amazing it is. Maybe the tone is in awe of it or something like that. So explain it. What is everyday life like for the citizens in this area? We need to go back to the painting for that. If I didn't know anything about Boston, I could pick out a few key things here. It's near water. There are a lot of ships. So I'm looking at my painting and picking out key things. I'm not bringing in any outside information. Now, I do know stuff about Boston, so I can think that, oh, the fact that I'm saying, oh, they probably lived near water and did fishing, I know that Boston's near water, so my background information is supporting that. But I am always pulling from the document first. So I would go back here and write.
Please come to the attendance office. Ben Reeves to the.
I would go back here and write that they probably did fishing. They probably had something involving ships, ports, and then support my answer. I would say, because in this photograph I see many ships. The city is by the water, so they probably had to live off the water. You have to support your answer and use complete sentences. I don't care if it's right, as long as you can pull something from the picture. This is your analysis. Now, if I said they mined for gold, I would be wrong because I cannot support that in the picture. But even if they don't end up fishing, when I look at my notes, you're still right because you've supported it with a legitimate answer. All right, 4. Are there any significant symbols that give you an idea of when the painting was created? Let's go back to the painting. All right, so I'm looking for time periods, and that can be hard sometimes. But look at the main things that are in the picture, the boats. These don't look like normal ships I see every day. They're not modern military. They have sails, they're wooden. We probably know it would be in a later time period. Also, the title has America. It doesn't have United States. In today's world, we tend to use the word United States. Colonial times, we used America. So that can kind of hint like what time period. It's probably 1700s, which is colonial times. But to get that answer right, you have to give me the supporting evidence. You can't just say 1700s because you know we're studying the colonies. Also, if we look down here, there is a British flag. So look closely at your painting. Don't just do a cursory glance. They're on multiple ships. That clearly tells me if Boston has the British, it is going to be near the Revolutionary War, or it's colonial time period and everyone's British. All right, so we'd go back to this, answer the question, use a complete sentence, and then now we can move on. So now in your notebook, using the Cornell note strategy that we talked about at the beginning, rewind if you need to review, copy down the New England notes. Check and see if you were right. Don't change your answers on the painting. Just check and see if you're right. Then move on to Pennsylvania. I'm going to give you a hint. To help you out, I would look up this word in Google. You're going to do these two by yourself. Rewind the video and rewatch how I analyze that painting if you need to. And then continue on with your notes and do the activity at the end when you're done. Okay? The link to the notes is in Canvas. Or you can pause here. I'm going to scroll through them and you can pause as you go through. So here's Pennsylvania's. Pause and analyze it. Notes for middle colonies, you can pause. Mississippi, go ahead and pause whenever, as long as you need. Southern colonies, pause. This is a picture of the triangular trade. You'll notice where the goods are coming from. And there's a chart to help guide you while you do that triangular trade activity.